So you're applying for the job as commissioner and you're confident you'll get it?
I am confident that if they need for the problem of crime now to be cut down and to be dealt with in an effective and efficient way, then I think they should look in my direction for appointment.
Yes, it is no secret that RENETO Adams was the most feared and fearless police officer during his time that he served in the JCF, and is arguably Jamaica's most famous police officer of all times. And it is not just because of the policing that he did and the risks that he took and the results that he had that made him famous, but he has always been one who has been very frank and direct and was always ready to state what was on his mind, irrespective of who it would have affected. So these are some of the best bits of a very hard-hitting RENETO Adams and a myriad of issues related to Jamaica.
I was told 3 days before that St. James, that location, would have been where the first what you call it, so would have been launched. And I wasn't told by an official. It was ordinary persons. So based on that presumption and based on that experience, other criminal elements already would have been told, and they would have gone, they would have left with their guns. Those who were wanted would have left long ago. The time when I was supposed to have been probably appointed as Commissioner of Police, I applied, and it was publicly stated by the British government that if I were appointed Commissioner of Police, they would not have supported that appointment. And threats were made to have aides to the police, Jamaica Constabulary Force, withdrawn if it ever happened. The days when the commissioner sits in office, give direction, give directives, those days are over. What we have now is a ceremonial administrative commissioner. What we have been searching for, or what we should have been searching for, is what you call, I would call, an operational commissioner. So my office would be transferable. So if we had crime in Mandeville, and that would be a hotspot, I would transfer my office to Mandeville, along with some of my deputies, and to make sure that thing is effectively and efficiently dealt with, and then we move on. A man who comes with a plan, or a woman who comes with a plan, a design, a strategy.
Are you that person, former SSP RENETO Adams? Are you going to apply for the job?
Yes, I'm going to do that.
But you realistically don't expect to be appointed, do you? I mean, given the perception of you, the stigma that is attached to you in many of the parts of the public, that you are somebody who just, you know, when you were in the force, when you went on the road to conduct your operations, you were very trigger happy. That's a perception.
No, not at all.
That's a perception out there.
Yes, that's a perception, but I challenge you to ask the Jamaican people now to vote for a commissioner. And I guarantee you that I would win by 95% of the votes.
So you're going to apply, and
I'm going to apply.
And you expect to?
And I'm expecting to be selected.
What would you bring to the
what I would bring to the force, I would unite the force, all the elements of the force. 2, I would be the first commissioner of police, at last, to be our operational police commissioner, who would and will go out there and start a massive operational campaign throughout this country, making sure that criminal elements were kept at bay, to the extent, and the objective will be to make sure the Prime Minister, who is having a headache now with crime, goes to his bed sleeping happily. The private sector, they go to their bed sleeping happily. The people, especially who are suffering under this massive criminal situation that is taking place, I would see to it, along with my men and my plan and my organization, the church, everybody, going to bed feeling happy that there was someone there taking care of the crime situation and to make sure that they were not interrupted, as is being done now, by criminal elements. Well, first I must take the opportunity to commend the government and the security forces for the strong and firm action. I have been advocating this for years. I saw where criminal elements were arming themselves, were organizing themselves, were strategically being trained and skillfully executing their mayhem upon the Jamaican people. And for what I've seen today, I am highly elated for the action being taken. Notwithstanding that, we hope that casualty and everything else, displacement and so on, can be at its minimal effect on the people. What we were all short of during the years I have been there, and even up to yesterday, was the support and the will of the government and civil society and those who have influence and those who organize the society to have the will to put in place strategies and this operation as it is now going on. We have been anticipating that for a long time to flush out criminal elements. They have become very powerful. They have become rich. They have become, influential in their communities, and by extension, the complete Jamaica is now being overrun by criminal elements. Criminals have gone and placed beside almost every police station in Jamaica a team of criminals to watch the police and to inform and to make sure that everything that was planned by the police and was about to be executed, that information was given. It's sure the army is well trained, the police force is well trained physically, psychologically, mentally, spiritually. They are ready. What they need is the support of the people in this country, the government, and all other organizations that are here to go to make a good society. They have been trained in a criminal way, and they feel that this is the way to go. I saw men from Tivoli go to the police vehicle, park before the Tivoli court, and throw a bomb inside. The vehicle exploded and caught fire. I am aware that about 8 gunmen have been shot. Some have been killed, but what I've been observing, people have been taking them up along with their guns in handcarts and going towards Tivoli. I told him that I would flatly reject that offer because I could not have left the government vehicle nor my men behind me. And I think it was a ploy to lead us into more danger, because the very moment he was with us, they started firing and he himself had to leave. That was not said by anybody in my immediate area. That was not our intention. We were not here to kill anybody. We were here to search, to find guns and ammunition. Most simultaneously, I started hearing gunshots being fired from every direction, more so from Tivoli courts. Okay, my men, we were on the Spanish Town Road in the vicinity of the Tivoli courts. When the shots started coming from Tivoli, we took cover. Some of the policemen drove in an easterly direction. A corporal was immediately shot and killed by gunmen whom we saw firing from the high-rise building in Tivoli. Sure, I did.
Feel vindicated?
My only concern how he lasted so long.
You're concerned?
My only concern is how he lasted so long.
Why are you concerned?
Because, as I told you then, the police force takes a particular person to manage it. A person who has the intimate knowledge of how this organization is governed. To the extent that when he came, I thought he came with an attitude that was contrary to the whole philosophy, to the whole experience, to the whole culture of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. A leader has to mobilize his men. A leader has to motivate his men around his own philosophy of policing. It would seem to me, based on his utterances and other, actions, he separated himself from the police force and its members. No, the squatters syndrome is, is something that people are using to disqualify members of the force from becoming commissioner. His other problems, one is that, did he come with a plan?
Do you think so?
And his other problem was, which I don't blame him for, the Services Commission has always been doing that. They have been appointing a ceremonial commissioner, a commissioner who sits in office and warms his chair, a commissioner who pushes paper around. What this force now needs, and what this country now needs, is an operational commissioner.
So you're pretty happy that Mr. Lewin is going? You're
I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I would have wanted to see him succeed if he had just listened. I spoke to him too. Many of the utterances, his own demeanor, a commissioner's demeanor, goes a far way in influencing the men and women under his command to do the job. Unfortunately, with my own experience, what I've seen, he didn't get that support. I told you some time before, that is a strategy that would have failed, because it would take 50 years for him to clean up this force.
Have you fight crime with these officers, with these corrupt police?
Yes, and in the meantime, you weed them out, you clean them out. You cannot separate the members, and especially before they are convicted. So you use them, you motivate them, you train them, you give them opportunity to change their ways. Those who didn't change, then you send them to prison or have them kicked out. Every one of you members today, I'm opening a new book, a clean sheet on you. I'm giving you the opportunity to come clean. And you say that to them, you mobilize them, you place them, you train them, you properly set the right example for them to follow. Because many of these cops who are corrupt, the example is not being set from the top for them. And I told this commissioner, there is the possibility that you can find an extra 1,000 policemen and women in this force to place on the street. Prevention, detection, the presence of the police, round the clock operations.
You tried to do that recently by ramping up.
Too late.
Too late for
it. Was too late. And what I observed, the policemen were only fooling around people's documents, cars. Yet in the gullies, the criminals were there organizing to kill people tonight. No, what I do, I send my policemen I will send my policemen in the trenches, in the gullies, in all these garrison areas, and uptown areas where the criminals are hiding and organizing, and you deal with them. It's the business of the commissioner to address that. In other words, you effectively and efficiently execute the law to the extent that those who are involved in that fashion, as he said, are caught, arrested, and sent to prison. We are the ones who are given
you don't think
the authority.
You don't think your hands will be tied in that? In public, homing in on the
No,
politicians?
not at all. I have a strength of character that is beyond reproach. Point, Mr. Ellington, a very good police officer. He has the requisite knowledge and the right attitude. But it would seem to me that if he goes there and allows politicians and certain people in this society and international organizations coming from places like England, Canada, and America to influence him to do the things that they want him to do, that they want him to do, he will fail.
Okay.
Yes, as for me, I've never been shot.
You've never been shot?
No, I have gone.
Yes, okay.
But I've had, at least 2 policemen being shot and killed right around me. I saw the gunshots being fired and piercing the asphalt. And my bodyguard then, or one of my bodyguards then, who was a Corporal Henry, it devastated him to the extent that he said, Superintendent, I'm going to leave the area to get out here alive. So I started crawling on my back for chains as well as the other men. As long as I came out of a situation alive, I never really reflected on it.
I understand.
You know, I have saved a lot of policemen's life too and all that by taking action that they could not have taken. But for me, I don't know why. I don't know danger. I can't observe danger. I don't know what is dangerous. The more the danger confronts me as it relates to criminal elements, is the more bare-faced I become.
You just go right in it. I just
go right into it. I like challenge.
Right.
It's like in my time when I was serving. If a day pass and Perkins didn't criticize me, I would have been unhappy. The criminal elements that we confront nowadays, they are so brazen and they never give up. Yeah. So what you have to do is just keep on pushing the beer in it. I will not recommend a solution now, but what I can say, Jamaica will pay dearly, dearly for this.
Thank you for watching the video. Drop a like and a comment down below and consider subscribing if you haven't done so as yet. Until next time, walk good.